The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
Today's digital landscape with the spread of false information can lead to dangerous outcomes. It's crucial for everyone to think critically and verify sources and reflect on the impact of what they share. Let's promote responsible communication to ensure that truth prevails and actions remain rooted in reality.
The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Friday Night Shit Show. So I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat, and I'll click on you in a minute. And I wanted to say thank you to Bruce for joining me tonight.
Not a problem, Janet.
And I want to say thank you to Ruben for showing up and going to support me tonight.
Can you hear me?
I can now. I couldn't hear you when you were whispering.
I was playing.
And I want to say thank you to Six Nations for joining us tonight. Thank you so much.
Got a face full of dinner, but what's up, world champions?
He's eating. Thank goodness. You need to eat. That's good for you. But I want to say hi to everyone in chat. Let's see who's all in here. I see we have Baby Girl and Woke Breaker. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. And it looks like we got someone new. Lloyd Christmas. Welcome, Lloyd.
Lloyd Christmas.
Good time tonight. And Easy Rider, thank you for hanging out with us tonight from X. I wish I could type back over there, but unless I get on my phone and click over there, I can't actually type. So I'll try to recognize you by doing that tonight as best I can. I'm not very good at doing two things at once, but hi, Crafting Gamer. Thank you for joining us this evening. Yeah, we have a lot of shit, as always, on the Friday Night Shit Show. But I want to start off with a couple funny things that at least I think they're funny, that go along with all the things that's been going on, just popping up some good stuff to give you a good chuckle and put a smile on your face, I hope. So we'll see if it's going to work or not. Well, I don't know if it will or not, but I hope it does. Oh, God, it's not in order now from earlier when I was looking at it. So hold on, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to find them. It's like they're on the opposite side now. Oh, wish I was better at this stuff. I don't know how people do all this stuff.
Don't worry, Janet. Give it some time. You'll make it. You'll make it.
How
You're
much time
becoming
do I
YouTube
need? Okay, it's number 2 is next to it. So let me go find number 2 real quick. They didn't sound very good that way either, did it? But here we go. I want to do this before I bring in I guess I'll do that. No, I don't want to do that. Hold on. Just give me a second. Oh, this is terrible. I thought I had everything ready. I even showed it to Bruce when we were just getting it set up.
Boy, babe, we were so proud of you.
I know. I know I can't find it. I found one of them. Okay, I think I found
She
it.
says this
Here it
organized the tech
All right.
season. She'll
Here
be
it is. I want to play this one because what was it, last week or the week before when she first came out with her first one with the jeans? We talked about it. Well, now Sydney Sweeney has a Baskin Robbins commercial out, and I want to play it for everyone because I'm proud to see her in these new ads, and I think they're adorable. So here we go.
Is that Sydney Sweeney? Oh, yeah, it is. She really loves our rainbow sherbet. She comes here all the time. Wait.
That's ironic. I just tried that last night.
I have a shirt just like that, pink one.
Hey, Sydney. Your signature scoop is ready.
Thank you.
What? That's so cool. Yeah. It can be.
Summer's looking sweet at Baskin Robbins.
Try my new Sweet on Sydney menu, available at Baskin Robbins.
And no, I'm
nationwide
not
for a
making
limited
any
time.
money off of Sydney Sweeney. I just think she's adorable, and I hope everybody is supporting her by watching her ads and sharing her ads because I think she's cute and sweet.
I think it's hilarious that she's getting so much publicity. I think it's wonderful.
She's getting just as much hate. You know what I mean? She's getting tons and tons of hate. Oh, hi, Tree Rock Creations. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it.
The hate though, it's just kind of putting a magnifying glass on the problems within our society. Discourse, we can't have a discourse anymore. We can't exchange ideas anymore because the moment you say something, some asshat, so only a Trumper would say something like that. Only a Maha person would say something like that. Only a fucking purebred racist that would believe in something that's called American Eagle.
Well, remember when what was it? That Passion of the Christ came out, and the lead actor that played Jesus Christ,
Caviezel.
Yeah, he got tons of hate.
Yeah.
For doing that, and Mel Gibson told him, "You're being in this movie. You're gonna be shunned from Hollywood. You're gonna get blackballed," which he did. So basically, I'm sure that when Sydney was talking and negotiating about getting these jobs, like the American Jeans one, American Eagle jeans, they were telling her, you're risking. Because you're leaning too far away from the center or whatever. Well, not to me.
Excuse me. That is not leaning towards center. A woman walking around in denim is not the same thing as a woman there trying to have you buy fucking oil field stocks. Or fucking,
I know that because we have common sense. That's the difference.
The fake outrage, you don't even hear the re anymore. You just see the code.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm sure that they talked to her about it. Just like Gina Carano, when she started speaking out, I'm sure other people said, "Oh, you better not say that. You better not do this. You're going to lose your job." Now, look how long it's gone. And they finally caved. And I don't know what they gave her. I'm sure they gave her a contract to go back on the Mandalorian. And she has got a bunch of money and stuff. But the thing is, it's what she had to go through in between the hate, all the hate. And the thing is, I'm glad to see it. And I want to support her, even if it's just playing a cheesy little ad for her. Showing how pretty she is and that she's making something else. She's getting some more jobs and stuff. That to me, that's supporting her. You know what I mean? And that's how I see what I'm doing because I'm not making any money off of it, and I'm not monetized. And I know that one of my channels that I'm on tonight really doesn't like what I have to say, but I don't care.
Which one?
Do it because I want to do it.
Tell them to fuck themselves.
I know, and I never would have done any of these things if it hadn't been for Bruce inviting me to join him on his show that one day to do the first interview that he did with me. And now look for what I'm doing. I'm an animal. I mean, I'm obsessed. I'm wanting to learn more and more how to do things, getting better at editing and, making my own videos and things like that. And I finally learned how to go live. And, who knows? Who knows what can
Just
happen?
fake it till you make it.
it.
You don't have to be a tech genius.
Mm-mm.
You just have to have good audio and not burn down your house while you're trying to make a video. Oh,
Yeah.
and Bruce,
Well, I
your
try all
comment
those.
about angry cops earlier today on X was fucking hilarious. And unfortunately, I couldn't like your comment.
Which comment?
The one about him and Michael Malice.
Oh my god. Did they fucking restrict that from not being able to be liked?
Apparently, it contradicts the
Terms
current,
and conditions? Okay.
Yeah, like it might have been offensive or something to.
Hey, Twitter, go fuck yourself, you sensitive cunt.
Well, I'm going to bring
much for
something
free
up
speech,
for Bruce to read.
Sensitive testicle. That would be proper, actually.
Well, I'll just say one last thing regarding the Sydney
Well.
Sweeney thing that you have to remember.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we have the performative aspect of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, in the last 4 years or 10 years, if you go back to 2015, we saw woke coming into fruition because that's what they let happen because of the elections have consequences, or what the spying has done. They pushed their agenda on. Now, here is the sad reality. Bud Light, Target, all those woke things.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're saying American Eagle and Baskin Robbins. You know who still profits? Who shorted everything and still does it? Vanguard, BlackRock. They're playing both sides. So now they still win. The perception of this is we're winning. No, they are taking advantage of the fact. Oh, Trump got in. So let's now feed the idea these consumers, the 71 million or 74 million that voted for him or plus, that for the last 4 years have been dealing with problems. So you don't get the Epstein list, you get Sydney Sweeney. And you feel good now. You clap. Yes, we win. No, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's all part of controlled opposition now. So we have to be very careful. Yes, you can say Sydney Sweeney's sweet and wonderful, but she's being used.
Well, yeah, I agree to a certain point, but you got to remember, even though some people are still winning because they play both sides of the fence, we're winning because we've stopped a lot of the stuff for USAID, the money, because I'm seeing less and less of these, little gatherings of people that would show up here and there to do things because they don't have any money. The funding is drying up because just like any ads that you see on radio stations, why do conservative radio stations do so well and liberal ones do not? Because conservatives buy ads on radio, liberals don't. And the only way they made money back then was because they were forced to have to be put on the air as much time as a conservative.
Subsidies and whatnot.
They didn't make any money. So, because people didn't buy ads. So, it didn't work out as well as what they thought. So sooner or later, when the money runs out, because if they don't have other people's money to spend, guess what? They don't spend their own. So they shut up. They just say, forget it, it's not worth it. And that's a good thing for us because you and I are a person that would take $1 or $2 out of our pocket to help someone else, right? That we're never going to see again. We're probably not going to get a thank you or whatever, but we'd still do it because that's the kind of people we are. We're different than them. And we'd hope that one day if something happened to us and we needed $3 or $4 or whatever to get gas because we were strapped from one to our next check or whatever, that someone would give us a couple bucks. You know what I mean? And that I really do believe that. And I believe that a lot of people end up where they are because their whole life they were stingy, they were rude, they were bullies. And the people that were bullied and treated like dirt by that person are the ones that finally just said, see ya, and they left and they weren't around anymore. So hold on, Ruben. I got to close this other thing I had open so I can bring you up on stage. Okay.
That was weird.
Now, I know it is weird that you left. I thought you had a glitch or something.
Yeah, that's what happened. It just something pops up, and then it just goes like, and I can't hear you anymore. And I'm talking and nothing. You can't hear me. It's like so weird.
I know it is weird. I'm sorry. I don't know why it did that, but I'm about to bring something up that Bruce asked me to bring up. So I'm gonna pull it up real quick so he can read it because he wanted to make sure we definitely talked about this tonight. Shit shows.
Hold on, what are you pulling up? Because
the Huff Post.
Okay, let me pull over to this because this is funny as shit.
I told him I'd let him talk about it, so
How are they sneaking them in without bags?
They're probably shoving them up their ass, as far as I can tell. Where else can they put it?
Well, the vagina.
Well, yeah, the women do that, but the guys don't. Well, some guys say they have a vagina. They need.
Some guys could probably regurgitate them easily.
There's a little
think about the person who would actually go and watch a WNBA game.
Like this is the best they've ever had, and they're bitching. Like seriously, if the dildo is getting more attention and discussion in your fucking game and performance,
that's what they should actually do. It. They should have a card series called "Where's Dildo," and then you basically have the game, and then the object of the game is during the game you find out, okay, and they're taking bets already on the color of dildo.
Yes,
and when it will be thrown. Polymarket they're doing this, so people are betting on this.
They were talking about this morning in some spaces about Polymarket and green or something, green ones and purple ones or something.
This is why
I had no idea. I've never heard of any of this before because
this is why I'm going off into the mountains. Just kidding.
So they had a no bag policy for the last game, and somebody still shit one out on the court. I have no idea how they propelled it onto the court. They had no bag to hide it in.
Were they patted down? Because all they have to do is put it in their crotch of their pants.
Crotch of their pants or under their shirt or something.
Unless they were patted down.
Sir, is that a dildo in your pants, or are you glad to see me?
I don't know.
This is such a ridiculous thing, and the fact that this is what we're talking about instead of the team's performances, it lets me know that the sport is.
They have teams.
Is it women's basketball or something? Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
So that's why the dildos.
I don't watch it.
I was trying to understand what.
And this all started back during a game between the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills in 2016, because this was. Like the 2016, there was a argument between Patriots and Bills. They're kind of close. There's their local rivalry. And so the first incident happened this year, July 29th. The last minute of the game, they were tied up between the Atlanta Dream and Golden State Valkyries. And so some asshole or somebody who's just wanting to cause a shit storm throws a neon green sex toy on the court. And it forced the play to stop momentarily as everybody just stares at this dildo. And it's happened like 5 or 6 times since then.
Do I need to keep scrolling down?
No, it's good. Okay. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. I think it's hilarious because we're not talking about the girls' performances. We're not talking about how hot they are. We're not talking about Sophie Cunningham being the best goon outside of hockey. We're not talking about Caitlin Clark and her amazing...
What about Brittany Griner? Do you think...
What's that?
Are they still playing, or are they now out as a man?
Such a non-discussion point, Brittany Griner. Nobody talks about Brittany because Brittany can't play. Brittany, yeah, she belongs in the professional league.
Is she a woman or is she a guy?
Well, I think she's a woman, probably ugly as shit with at least a pinky-sized clit.
I saw a video of her supposedly playing basketball by a pool with her family, and she didn't have scars or anything, and she had no chest at all, nothing.
None, no chest. No
So,
chastity.
and it looks like she's got, like something.
I just
But
looked up my
it's got a
search
roll of
history for you
quarters.
guys.
Huh?
So the Neon Elite dildo is on sale for $26.99, normally $49.99. If you guys want to get a good discount on neon green dildos, jump on it.
But this is where they have their tie-in WNBA with the dildo companies. Why don't
Go ahead and kill the shared screen, Janet. Thank you.
My bad.
Do
It's
that.
$22.99.
But this is the
they
fucking
can do
part
a
about it. that I
fleshlight
find
series,
sad.
a dildo series, all these things. They could do this stuff,
Nobody gives a shit about the players or the game. We're all thinking about what color's the next dildo. I got $70 riding on this. This is terrible. That's how you know your game is hacked.
You know what your easiest color should be?
Brown?
Red. Well,
I was thinking
yeah,
brown.
Yeah, brown too. Brown too. But red too, you never know. Could we've had time of the month.
Oh, that's pretty gross.
And that's why I said it.
Very
Yes,
gross.
I regret nothing.
Lloyd, you have to message Janet directly on that. I might be a moderator, but I'm not gonna qualify anything for public display unless Janet's like, yeah, go ahead.
What are you talking about? What do they want to see?
I have no idea. He has to message you directly on Discord.
Yeah, but he can post it. That's the whole point.
I know, but who's asking to post something?
Lloyd Christmas.
Oh, tell him to put it in Discord, and I'll try to go look at it, or one of us can go look at it. But
it must be curated.
Damn it! I opened the
We're
wrong
still on
thing.
YouTube. This is not Rumble.
Okay.
Definitely not.
I'm going to. I'm trying to find. What number was it? I think it's 27. Yeah. Here's the other one that Bruce wanted me to bring up. Right here. This whole thing. You want to talk about it real quick? Because I always wait and forget about your stuff. So I'm going to try to get some of your stuff done beforehand.
That's one reason I cannot pull up my link I just sent you on that. But basically, it's about...
Well, I can show you a little taste of what she's doing after you talk about it. But go ahead.
Jasmine Crockett's not exactly a good administrator. She's a very much of a mindset that she feels she's nobility now. They rent out a car instead of getting an Uber, and then she'll have a staffer drive her around like she is a person of importance. They waste money left and right in her district. Mm-hmm. And then worse yet, she'll be gone for days doing whatever the influencer wants to do. And then she'll pop back up in her office and start barking in a very uncharismatic way at her staffers. People that are responsible for making her look good on camera. There's a report out.
And a lot of them have left, right?
Yeah, a lot have left. Benny Johnson reported a big one on it just the other day. And then the Five had a similar expose on this little slag from St. Louis, Missouri, now relocated in Dallas, Texas. But Janet, if you could just play that little video there, that'll be pretty much everything I need to see here, everything I want to share with you. This lady is toxin, pure toxin.
We're not going to do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
you just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about it.
Voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do. So I'm trying to get
clarification. Miss Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss Crockett.
I can't hear you with your yelling.
Don't want
calm down.
No,
please calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk noise, and then
you're out of control.
Because if I come and talk shit about her, y'all gonna have a problem.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys.
It's like a spoiled, rotten brat. That's used to getting their way. You either give me what I want, and if you don't, well, I'm gonna call you a racist, or I'm gonna call you a Nazi.
That's your only
a bigot. That's the only thing they know. They don't know how to follow the rules and to wait their turn and to be a person with some class.
I prefer the term narcissistic hoe.
Yeah,
I can't wait for her to get arrested for fleeing the state and suspending quorum. They've started throwing the paperwork out there for various members of the Texas House.
I have seen that.
And she's so upset because her state's gonna completely destroy her district. But you know, she farmed this shit herself. She's the one that sowed all the seeds, and I get hope for male on female violence whenever she opens her mouth.
Yeah, it says here that another aide said that she's focused on almost exclusively on being an influencer and not a member of Congress. That's from one of her
But that's
aides.
the whole thing. That's the thing. They created Obama. They created AOC. They created this monster. They basically go to her and say, "Hey, we're going to go back you up. You're going to go on CNN, MSNBC. We're going to tout you. We're going to do out that." And again, they're basically they've turned her in full psychopathic mode because they allow it. And it's all part of the performative nature. She is a minstrel. She is a modern day minstrel.
But see, let's say I was doing what she was doing. If I was screaming and yelling and telling people, "Fuck you, you got to do what I say. I'm a congressperson," and running around doing all that shit, they could call me all these names and call me a bitch and a hoe and a slut and whatever, right? But me fighting back, I wouldn't be able to call you a racist because I'm white. You see what I mean? So because her skin is a different color, she's allowed to say that's the only reason anyone is saying anything to her is because of her skin color, no matter how she acts. See, and it's nice to finally see people of all races looking at her and saying, "You're a spoiled, rotten brat. It has nothing to do with your skin color except what you bring into it." See,
she's been calling for violence against Trump.
Yeah, but people are finally fighting back because she makes people look bad. She makes us look bad as a country when we allow that kind of shit to go on in our state houses. That's why you have parliamentary procedure, to keep order so people can have a back and forth discussion, not a shouting match like a bunch of people in a fist fight in a mall over makeup or shoes or something. That's how dumb and pathetic this is. It has nothing to do with whether she has dark skin or light skin.
But that's the culture. That's the culture that we've created.
That's what's wrong, and that's what's sad about the whole thing is that you can be black, you can be Hispanic, you can be white, and you can also be Indian, American Indian, any of these things, and say, "Yes, ma'am," "No, ma'am," "Yes, sir," "No, sir," stuff like that.
But they don't do that anymore.
And it's sad that they think that is cordial. That is what a way you should react to other people in public. Or even in private. I mean, I wouldn't want to talk to my spouse that way, my mother that way, my grandmother that way, anyone that way.
Someone has to tell her the following: this is Congress, not a Carnival cruise.
Well, yeah.
So for every congressperson in Congress,
that is such a new fucking low bar for fucking behavior.
And it's sad, though. It's sad that that's where we are in this country. That that kind of stuff.
We'll have a common decency brigade. It will be a person sitting next to the congressperson behind them. And when they go and have a temper tantrum or say some bullshit, they just haul off and smack them in the back of the head to remind them, you are just human. You're not a god. You're a fucking congressman or congresswoman, and you need to do your goddamn job.
Yeah, 100%. And because we're already paying you. We're already paying you to do a job that you took an oath saying you were going to do, but all you've done is just nothing besides make a scene and make us look bad. And, I just don't think we should put up with that shit anymore. And I'm glad to see people that are finally getting tired of it and saying we're not putting up with that shit anymore. But I wanted to pull this up because I thought it was hilarious. This is what I like to see. People actually getting what they deserve. When you go out with your mom or your sister, your brother, your cousin, your best friend, your girlfriend, your husband, whoever, and you're out and you're just trying to enjoy yourself and you're not bothering anyone, and then you start getting harassed, and then you defend yourself or your spouse defends both of you like a man, okay, because he's a real man or whatever, and to get to see them win, because they were doing nothing but defending themselves is a nice thing. So I wanted to share this because I saw this and I just thought this was freaking awesome. It says a couple taking a selfie get interrupted by assholes provoking a fight. And it says, I'm glad he kicked their asses. And this is great. It's the music that makes it just wonderful. I just love this. I can't help myself. I've seen it like 25 times and I still laugh. It's just so good. I'm gonna make sure you turn it up a little bit because the music's really good. It goes with it. So here we go. This right here is the couple. Okay. And they're just minding their own business, enjoying each other.
Darkness, my old friend.
Who thought that black guy had a fight? Did you see that swipe? That half-ass offense he did?
I'm going to pause it for a second. What's funny is when that first starts, this guy right here is harassing this woman. So the husband says, hey, stop doing that, right? And so they get in a fight and she's trying to stop her husband so he doesn't get hurt because she cares about him. Well, this big bully comes over and pushes her out of the way like she's going to stop the fight. You know what I mean? So he gets his block knocked off and then so does the second guy. So here we go. Let's watch this. Now, their friends see what happened to them getting their ass kicked by this little bitty guy. So they get mad. Here comes two more friends.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, it looks like he took Tito because of the kick at the end when they're down.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Good for him. And it's all on video, so we can prove, hey, I was just defending me and my girlfriend or me and my wife.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again because a vision.
I just love it. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I love to see people get what they deserve. And those thugs deserved every single ass beating they got that day. They did. They deserved it. And if I was on a jury, I would definitely rule in favor of the man defending him and his girlfriend. So I just wanted to share that. I'm sorry if it bothered anybody, but that's why I named the show. Sorry if this hurt your feelings. It's the name of the show tonight, but I couldn't help it. I'm so sick of seeing all this petty squabbling, whining and complaining. Another one that I found that I want to share that is kind of down the same road of this. So hold on, let me get to it real quick here. I can remember which one it is. I'm clicking on all of them. Oh my goodness, I got so many of them. Here it is. This is another one. I don't know if you guys have seen this. And this guy, when he posted this, he said, we're in a war between good and evil. But I wanted you to hear this gentleman's point of view on what he saw online. And I like to get different people's perspective because it doesn't matter what you look like. You can still care about other people. Your outside has nothing to do with it. It's what's in here that matters. So here we go.
I've seen that video of the mom recording her little boy riding a tricycle around the airplane. The morning after she posted this video, I saw this video.
Oh, I remember this. This was Close to home.
That's their airplane. The husband, the wife, and the little boy passed away in that airplane crash. And that's not even the saddest part about it. When you go look in the comment section, this is all you see. People are leaving comments on there saying that the family deserved it because they found out that the wife was a Trump supporter. They even posted pictures of her wearing a Trump hat. That family deserved to lose their life because of the political affiliation. At what point in our lives did we decide that political affiliation was more important than human life in itself? Like, these people are gone, and it had nothing to do with who they voted for. And we have absolutely no empathy for a loss of life anymore because of people's political affiliation. At what point did we become so brainwashed that we don't care about a human life because they didn't vote or their values are aligned with ours? A little boy.
That was the Leroy family.
Yeah.
A husband and a wife
Passed
have
away.
lost their life. And all we worried about is who they voted for. This is a spiritual warfare that we're in right now. Nothing less of that. Like, when did we become so divided as a nation? I pray that this family rests in peace, and then the surviving family finds some sort of comfort. But this isn't it. This is not who we are. God bless y'all.
And I want people to think about that. My show from last night was all about being thankful for what we have. You know, you look around your house, you got a daughter or a son, or your mother or your grandparents living with you, whatever it is. Take some time to tell them you love them. Give them a hug. Spend some time with them. Put the phone down. Play a game with them. Play cards with them. Watch a movie with them. Do something, because today might be the last day you have with that person.
Take them
And
out.
I can say this because I lost my mother. And I can never hug her again. I can't talk to her. I can't cry to her that my heart was broken, or anything. I can't do anything like that. Now I do talk to her still, but she's not in her physical form. And it's sad because so many people have somebody right next to them in the same room, and they don't spend 5 minutes talking to them a day. And to me, that's really sad. So that was the only reason why I wanted to share some of these things, because they are interconnected. And where we are in society is because nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. I mean, I've cried multiple times on this show and on many live streams, movies that we've done, all kinds of things, because I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm an emotional person. And I'm not going to apologize for that. Because I am who I am, and you either like me or you don't. If you don't like me, don't watch me. I don't have a problem with this. My life doesn't end because you go click. It just doesn't change. I am who I am, and you are who you are. So try to make the best of what you do have. That's all I wanted to add. But the next thing I wanted to bring up is that we've had a lot of serious things happening in our country. And I wanted to share a couple things that I thought were really good about what's going on. But there's also some fun things that are happening in our country, and that we shouldn't just spend every minute of our day, talking about things that are bad and how things are never going to get better. But this was interesting to me when this came out. And I want to share it if anybody hasn't heard it or not, because it's nice to see them doing what they said they were going to do. When our president said that he was going to make drug cartels terrorist organizations, right? So he was going to put them on the top 10 most wanted or whatever in our country, right? So for this to come out, I was real happy with it. And the money that we've already stopped coming into our country because of our president now cares about our border, they're increasing the reward for this person for terrorism, basically, and being a cartel. So here we go. I'm going to turn this up so you can listen to what she has to say. And I think it's important. And here we go.
Today, the Department of Justice and State Department are announcing a historic $50 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Nicolas Maduro. Maduro uses foreign terrorist organizations like TDA, Sinaloa, and Cartel of the Suns to bring deadly drugs and violence into our country. To date, the DEA has seized 30 tons of cocaine linked to Maduro and his associates, with nearly 7 tons linked to Maduro himself, which represents a primary source of income for the deadly cartels based in Venezuela and Mexico. Cocaine is often laced with fentanyl, resulting in the loss and destruction of countless American lives. The DOJ has seized over $700 million of Maduro-linked assets, including 2 private jets, 9 vehicles, and more. Yet Maduro's reign of terror continues. He is one of the largest narco traffickers in the world and a threat to our national security. Therefore, we've doubled his reward to $50 million. Under President Trump's leadership, Maduro will not escape justice, and he will be held accountable for his despicable crimes. If you have any information to bring this criminal to justice, call 1-202-307-4228 or go online.
I love it. I'm going to copy this and put it in the chat, because I think it's important that more people know
Today,
that
the
we have
Department of
somebody doing this for us. And I want to see some of these people brought to justice. Just the other day, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I saw a thing come across my timeline that we had a police officer that went to the emergency room because he arrested some people. He pulled them over and arrested them, and he got fentanyl on his skin. He could have died from it, but I don't think he did. I think he lived, but he got really, really sick. It could have killed him. And it told me tiny amount can kill you. And it's really rampant in our country. And we are in dire need of arresting these people and getting them out of our country and stopping the flow of drugs. Young people don't realize it's only one tiny amount. You know, they think they're invincible. They could smoke a cigarette, that's been, or a joint that's been soaked in formaldehyde, all kinds of different things. There's so much out there. And the guy selling it doesn't give a shit if your kid comes back tomorrow. Or you, if you come back tomorrow. They got their money. That's all they care about. And they'll just go on to the next dumb that's going to buy stuff from them. So we got to do something. And we got a president that's doing what he said he wanted to do. He said he was going to clean up our country and try to get rid of the trafficking, try to get rid of the drugs, try to get rid of the illegals, the terrorists, and the bad criminals that are doing things. I have not seen so many people being saved from trafficking. I mean, and it's not on the regular news either. I have to find it on different apps. The people talking about local different things where they captured 35 people and 4 or 5 kids and stuff like that. And it's not from my local news. It's from, people like us, people that are sharing information from their cities and their towns, or their friends shared it with them. So we are the news today. I mean, honestly, we are. I don't get paid to do it, but I do it because I want to do it. I want to see a safer environment for my own kids to grow up in, and one day my great grandkids, I hope, when I won't be able to help them anymore because I'll be too old. I hope I'm still alive, but I want to see them have a better place to live, to be able to play in a park and not be worried like that couple just walking along, minding their own business, getting assaulted and having to defend themselves. It's sad. We shouldn't live in a country like that. We should be able to.
We are lucky that he had a fight. We just had a situation less than 2 months ago where there was a young Jewish couple that they got hacked to death.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now. Yep. I
I'm
remember.
happy this guy knew how to fight. I'm glad the people that were attacking them were incompetent as fuck.
Me too. I really
I'm not
am.
trying to drag down the mood, guys. Sorry.
No, the mood was bad already. What we were talking about, the drugs and the crime rate, all these different things. But it's up to us to share information and to try to share the most truth that we can. I mean, honestly, I really think that's where we are. Let's see. But here's one of the things that came up that I wanted to talk about is I've heard a lot of people talking about gerrymandering, right?
Gerrymandering.
Yeah, and how it only helps the Democrats and stuff like that. And I'm like, how can doing something like that help the Democrats and not help the Republicans? Then it would be illegal, wouldn't it? If you can only help one side. So the fact that we have now have the GOP and people like that talking about wanting to do it, I don't understand it that much. I understand a little bit of it, and I'm trying to research it more and more. But the thing is I wanted to play a couple different things that I have found to try to help explain it to normal people so that we can understand what it is they're doing. So I'm going to play this so you guys can listen to this gentleman because he does a pretty good job at explaining what it is and why the Democrats are mad that we are deciding to start doing it now.
Have a good night, Brian Buchanan. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see the chat because I'm on this other page.
This is why Democrats are so scared of gerrymandering. Because every blue state is already gerrymandered to the maximum possible extent. None of these states have a Republican congressperson. These states have one Republican congressperson, and these states have 2 to 5, which means the only states that they could gerrymander more to get rid of Republicans would be California and New York. Those are their only options. Whereas Republican states are not as gerrymandered, so they have tons of options and tons of places where they could do so right now. And if every Republican state starts gerrymandering, it adds up very quickly. Like Texas and Florida alone could add 10 plus seats. But when you factor in Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, and other smaller red states, Republicans could gain over 15 seats in the House. And Donald Trump is going to pursue this strategy, which is why J.D. Vance is in Indiana right now. Because Indiana could gerrymander to gain 2 plus seats. And if you want to figure out how this is legal, follow me because I'm going to make another video about it. This is why Democrats are so scared of gerrymandering.
I'm going to share this in the chat so that maybe this gentleman who was smart enough to make this video so that other people could share it and try to understand, maybe he'll get some more followers because he's willing to share and get other people to understand what he's doing. So I'm going to share that real quick. That's one reason why I like using this stuff because I don't want to take the credit. I leave all their stuff on there so you know who shared it and it was on TikTok or whatever it was on, because I think they deserve that. If they took the time to make the video to try to help other people see something and understand it, then why wouldn't I want them to get credit for it? So I try to do that the best I can. Whoops, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Oh my God, I'm terrible. Well, do any of you guys understand anything about gerrymandering and what your thoughts are on it? Do you think they should do
So
it?
they manipulate it to benefit the constituency and gain more seats or more political power.
Mm-hmm.
And in some places, I can see that being necessary.
Yeah.
And if it means more replicants are out of Congress and we get more humans, that would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's how it's always been. It's again, right after the New Deal happened in the 30s. That's why you got FDR. You got all of the apparatus of the democratic process was built into the federalization. So that's what they did. They did all this crazy stuff. It was insane. And the thing is that every 10 years there's a census. Every 10 years there's a redrawing. But then this is the time where Trump actually does two things. He basically says we're doing it now, and we're going back and saying, well, you stole 2020, so we're redrawing it, and then everyone's doing it, and everyone's freaking out. But this is the time where all information is at hand. because you think about it, if this was done back in the 80s, you'd have NBC, CBS, ABC, and maybe CNN doing something. But you had the media, and you trusted to a certain extent. Now you have X, and you have all these different platforms. You have one side saying it's the threat to democracy. One side, saying we have to do this because we have to redress the evils, but it's still the performative action. So we have to be very careful. This is the distraction. Gerrymandering is the distraction. There's other things that are out there, so be careful. Always be careful. Whatever the narrative wants you to focus on and us to discuss, aka Sydney Sweeney, aka gerrymandering, aka South Park and the crap there. That's what they want you to focus on. Don't fall for it. That's the whole thing. So that's why just be very careful. Things can get wild still.
Yeah, I believe you. Well, here's the other thing I thought was interesting when I heard about it. It says Donald Trump has announced a grand jury in the Russia collusion hoax. Okay. And I've been listening to different people talking about different aspects of it, because when you only get one opinion of it, you only hear what that one person's version or the way that they explain it. So I've been trying to listen to many different people talking about it, and I'm getting little bits here and little bits there of other things that I had no idea had anything to do with anything. So I want to want you guys to hear these two guys talking about it. So here you go.
Well, Will, good to be with you. This is the Justice Department. Fox News can confirm that Attorney General Pam Bondi today signed an order directing an unnamed U.S. federal prosecutor to take evidence to a grand jury relating to an alleged conspiracy to tie then 2016 candidate Donald Trump to the country of Russia. Now, Fox News reviewed the one-page order just hours ago signed by the Attorney General. A source familiar with the probe confirms this as well, while a DOJ spokesperson declined to comment on this report of an investigation. Fox is told Attorney General Bondi is taking the referrals from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, quote, very seriously. The spokesperson says that Bondi believes there is, quote, clear cause for deep concern, end quote, and a need for the next steps. Now, this move, Will, comes just a couple of weeks after the Director of National Intelligence, you see her right there, Tulsi Gabbard, sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department regarding what she says proves there was a conspiracy to undermine Trump's candidacy and later his first term in office. Now, to be clear today, there are no charges that have been filed, no indictments. This is incredibly early in the process. What we have here is taking evidence the Justice Department believes it has to a grand jury to secure an eventual indictment or indictments. We don't know exactly where the grand jury will meet. We don't know who will go before the grand jury, and that's by design, because grand juries determine if there's enough evidence to indict, and grand juries are secretive in the American legal system, so it's normal not to know all of the answers. Again, the DOJ declining on any comment regarding this investigation. But, Will, big news, this was signed by the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, today to take this evidence of an alleged conspiracy to a grand jury with the hope to get an indictment or multiple indictments. Well,
that is big news, David, and congratulations to you. Excellent reporting on being first on this order signed today by Attorney General Pam Bondi. I understand it is a one-page order, which you have been able to review. Fox News has been able to review. I'm afraid I'm going to ask you some questions that need to be asked,
but I just wanted you to hear that because it's actually been signed off now. Okay. Because you keep hearing that, well, she's not doing anything, she's not doing her job. But we have a process that we have to follow because we're all supposed to live under the letter of the law. And if we don't do it step by step like they would do it to you or me, it's going to end up like January 6th, right? I don't want that. I don't want these people to have something to say. This is how they did it. They railroaded us. They put us in gulags and left us in there to rot. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. I want it to done this, that, and the other, exactly like the court case that I went to last year when the guy that molested my niece went to court and then he pled out. But it was done through the court the proper way. Everything was taken care of, so that there was no way for this person to say, well, this, that, and the other happened, and they got off. I don't want that. When it's this important, we want everything done the way it should be done. And so far, even if a lot of people don't seem to like Pam Bondi because she's not doing whatever it is that they think she should be doing, so far, everything that I've seen that she has done when it's come to, prosecuting things, so far, it seems like she's done what I thought would be a pretty good job. So, but the thing is, time will tell. Bruce and I were talking about that before the show started, that it doesn't really matter what we think or whether or not we're getting what we want right now. It's time's going to tell. And we have our 4 years to do certain things. Now, even I have said multiple times that I really, in my soul, believe that if we don't prosecute somebody before 2026 elections, it's going to hurt us. And I really do hate to say that, because I don't know how anyone would ever want to vote for the people that put Joe Biden in as a puppet and use an auto pen to do whatever they wanted the whole time he was in office, whoever it was. It could have been multiple people, for we know. And it's going to take time for them to weed out, if we can even get the truth, out of that, because who knows what they did. Underhanded stuff. After seeing what happened with the USAID and all these NGOs and everything, all the wasteful spending of our hard-earned tax dollars that we expected to be used in certain aspects, got shit right down the pooper, and we didn't get anything from it except for sweat, and working our ass off and being tired. So I want to see these people prosecuted where it sticks, where somebody's ass actually goes to prison, or if it's sedition or treason or whatever the results are for that. I've never seen it happen in my lifetime. So I really don't know how it works, but I do want to see people punished for it. Now, honestly, I don't believe that anything will happen to Obama. I really don't. I just don't see him going to prison, but he's going to sit and laugh while all his dumbasses that helped him get away with all that shit. He's going to laugh while they go to prison. He helped, but I don't know how it's going to pay out, but I'm hoping that some people actually do get punished. I really do. So we'll see, though. Time will tell. I do believe that. Okay, let's see. What was the other one I had on here? Here's another one I thought was really good. This is showing us that Trump he's at work every day. He's on the phone all the time. He's constantly doing stuff to try to fulfill what he told us he would do. And so far, I think he's doing it. I'm seeing more and more people being deported. I'm not seeing the droves of people in buses unloading people in white jogging suits with black tennis shoes and giving them bags in the middle of the night and flying them to different states. All these illegals and other people, we have no idea who they are. But here it says that President Trump just signed an executive order requiring his appointees, not career bureaucrats, to sign off on all government grants. So it's not going to end up like what happened with USAID. So these people will have to be sure to cut down on any waste, fraud, and abuse. So that's a start. We got to start somewhere. We have so much corruption. We have to make these changes, and it's going to be a process. We'll probably just be starting to actually see where we can see a difference by the time Trump's done. So hopefully he'll have stuff set in place that it's going to keep getting better. But, you don't just snap your finger and wave a magic wand and have it miraculously all fixed. All the cracks in the armor are gone. Yay, look at us. Everything's perfect. That's bullshit. There's no such thing. Okay. So we have to be patient, and hopefully we'll get to reap the rewards. At least our kids will, and our grandchildren, and hopefully our great-grandchildren will reap the reward of the hard-earned stuff that we did during this administration and the next one, hopefully, to repair some of the damage that's been done. So, I mean, I don't know all the things that were done in the years with Biden and Obama, but we were lucky that we didn't get the cackling hyena that we could have had right now, man, or Hillary Clinton. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that she didn't get in office, and I didn't even want Trump. I wanted Ben Carson. I've said that over and over and over again. That's who I was rooting for, but I didn't get that. Okay, and I had to deal with that, and it took me a little while to get past Trump's personality. But I started trying to look past his personality and say, what is he doing? What is he actually doing? Yeah, he's got a big mouth. He talks big, but so does everybody. Almost every person I know is pompous at some time. Even me, we're all, we all do that. We all get a big head, stuffed shirt or whatever. It's that we don't do it every single minute of the day, and we don't do it to everybody. We either joke around, or we goof off or whatever, and we apologize when we realize we hurt someone's feelings. I hope, at least I try to. And sometimes I don't even realize I hurt someone's feelings. So later on, someone tells me, when you said that, you hurt their feelings. And I'm like, no, I didn't realize that I was kidding. Well, they didn't think you were kidding. So I've had to apologize many times because I was kidding around, because I wasn't paying attention to what was going on at the time when I did it. So we all have to make up for our mistakes. But that was one of the things I thought was important. I wanted to share with everyone. So I'm going to stop sharing that. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with any of the things we brought up?
I would say learn practical skills.
Do what?
It's imperative that we learn practical skills.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Better ourselves. Like, take up braiding. Because one of these days you may have to flip tables and whip some people, go clean house. And that's a practical skill right there.
Mm-hmm. But this was another thing that I thought was pretty interesting when it came across my timeline. And I like her. I think she's smart. And she's doing really well in her own podcast show that she does. But this is her I think she's talking to Sean Ryan in this, or maybe that was a different one. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to play this so you guys can listen to this. But she's talking about Europe right now, and how a lot of us are saying if we don't be careful and fix some of the things that we're in right now, we're going to end up just like what you see in England. So with the rapes and it's just horrendous over there right now. And
like
I don't.
Poland, England.
Yeah, that too. All of it. All over
well.
there. It's in bad shape. But I just love her. She's not afraid to say what she believes. And I wish I was a little stronger and had a little bit more guts like she does. But she gets paid well too, I'm sure. But here we go.
Listen to what he's saying now.
Today, we publish a white paper on immigration, a strategy absolutely central to my plan for change that will finally take back control of our borders and close the book on a squalid chapter for our politics, our economy, and our country. The experiment is over. We risk becoming an island of strangers, not a nation that walks forward together. But when people come to our country, they should also commit to integration, to learning our language. And our system
You're an idiot.
should actively distinguish between those that do and those that don't.
What an idiot.
So what caused the change?
We've all been saying that for decades. And he and his party and their counterparts here in America have been challenging us, saying those kinds of statements are racist. Now this asshole finally realizes that he's been on the wrong side without doing a mea culpa, right? Just kind of comes out there like, gee, now it's gotten really bad. And by the way, Buck, it has gotten terrible over there. In recent years, the immigration numbers in the UK have illegal immigration have reached 906,000 in the year from June 2022 to June 2023. Back when David Cameron was prime minister, In 2010, they were in a freak out about the fact that annual net immigration had exceeded 100,000. Now it's at 900 plus thousand. And finally, after their country is gone, it's gone. The UK is no longer what it once was, and I don't think it will ever be again. Finally, Johnny come lately, Keir Starmer's like, oh, gee, they're not assimilating, and we should do a crackdown.
And if we're not careful, what do you think is going to happen to our country? I mean, look at, they're already bringing teachers in that speak Spanish to teach kids in our country how to learn to read and write and things. And we have people getting driver's license. I don't know how they do it. And when I've talked to them, they can't even speak English at all. They cannot have any conversation with you at all. They don't assimilate. They don't come here to become Americans and learn to speak English or learn our history or learn anything about our country. They come here, they get free housing or whatever it is that we're giving them. Even if they work, the ones that are working at Lowe's, they don't speak English. Try to have a conversation with some of these people. They don't want to assimilate. They don't want to go stand in line and get a piece of paper and start paying taxes.
Like,
they just want to get
why would you think they got a job?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't see this at the lower levels of retail whenever I'm needing something at Lowe's or some location. The people I see that are working are my age or older.
Yeah. Because those are the ones that have come here and done the paperwork or whatever and are now paying taxes. They can buy a house. But how can someone come here? This is another thing with all the stuff that was going on in Texas. Remember with your neighborhood that you were talking about? Okay. They come here. They can't speak English. They can't get a driver's license. They can't legally get anything because they can't read and write. They can't talk to anyone to go to an office or get on the phone and say, hey, I want to apply for this, that, or the other, right? They just go in and people hand them stuff without even knowing how to speak English. And they give them a place to live. They give them food stamps. They give them all this stuff. And we have veterans that live on the street.
It's a temporary solution.
Bullshit.
It's to maintain power. And then when they're not useful, they'll kill them off or they'll deport them somewhere else to fuck up somebody else's country. It's the planned destruction of the United States. Like, we are the poster child of the melting pot of the world, but you got to have the checks and balances to make it run. And unfortunately, we fell asleep at the wheel, let dicks take over our government, let outside influence dictate how we make money as a nation with the Federal Reserve. And we're paying the ultimate price for it right now. So now we're playing catch up.
Yeah. But the thing is, you have people threatening that if you come into their city and try to arrest people, sheriffs, you got sheriffs even doing it, saying they're not going to arrest these people. They're not going to help ICE because they're a sanctuary city. But guess what? When all this is said and done and we finally fought off all this stuff and we're finally getting down to lower numbers where we're having to haul less and less people over the border, right? Or taking them to court or whatever else, they're going to say, well, our country took our counties and our state took a big hit on paying to feed these people and for medical and for glasses or whatever it was that they gave away from our tax dollars. And then they're going to say, we need a bailout. And I live in a state that has a balanced budget amendment. So no matter what is spent in our state, they have to come up with the money that's there in the coffers already, right? So why should my state that is fiscally responsible and the people are paying their taxes and doing, following the letter of the law, now we have to dig out money that we don't have or have to come up with by raising our taxes to pay off the debt from these states that wanted to give away all this free shit. See, Why is that better not happen? And wait till the people are going to be pissed off when we don't want to bail out New York or California or Oregon or Washington State because they spent all their people's money on people that never put a dime into the system. And then they wonder why they can't get Social Security later on because it's not going to be there. The money, all the money you've already put in there since you were a teenager is not going to be there because they've already spent it. They've already wasted it. They've wasted millions and trillions of dollars.
It's gone before you fucking put your money in there from the taxes.
Decades ago, I think the dollar was worth 4 cents. Like, it's basically worthless now. We're kidding ourselves that we have money.
Yeah, but that's why this whole thing with the tariffs and stuff, I think, could help us. But when you're bringing more money in, you have to stop the spending, right?
Yeah.
Because if you stop this spending and then you start bringing the money and you start paying this off and fixing that and doing that like a normal house would run, like Trump was saying, that's one reason why I finally agreed when Trump ran the first time was people were sitting down and saying he's a businessman. He's going to try to run it like a business. And then we had COVID. So we all got a big shaft, from that. So that we all got screwed. And then we look what we got afterward. We got Biden. So, and we got really screwed by that. So, yeah, I know. But now we're finding out that he wasn't even supposed to be in there. It was all fake. It was all made up. And then all the shit that happened with the lies that they put out to try to stop us from using our common sense and voting for Trump instead of Hillary. Okay. And, I don't know. I all I'm doing is I'm wanting.
All I can say, Janet, is that don't you dare believe what your eyes tell you. You listen to us. We are the Wizards of Smart.
Yeah,
we got it under control.
I'll just bring up Tennessee, Athens, Tennessee in particular.
Yeah.
And then Skidmore, Missouri, circa 1981-ish.
Why? What happened?
Skidmore, Missouri was beautiful, but Athens is
Athens was the pinnacle. Yeah. So in Athens, there was some shenanigans going on with the local government. The sheriff's department decided to tax everybody. You'd get busted for being drunk in public when you weren't drinking, thrown on the drunk take, have to pay a fine to get out. The corrupt cops, corrupt government, and finally the veterans that came back from World War II were just like, you know what? Let's break into the armory and we'll hold some cops hostage and we'll try to get fair elections going. And they basically took over the town and had an election, and it got pretty hairy. There was dynamite involved, and the courthouse was all shut up, or the jail, and then
wow.
And then a couple of private cars were affected by said dynamite, but it was epic. The people ended up ousting the corrupt government. The feds got involved. Eventually, it persisted in other counties that had similar issues. So that was a great example of people getting fed up and the bad guys fucking around and finding out.
Well, that's good. But the thing is the reason I am always adamant about people being punished for their actions and that people wake up and use common sense when you're looking around. If you have a mayor, okay, and he's been mayor, let's say 2 terms already, and he keeps wanting to run again or whatever they're, if they don't have term limits or whatever, and he's raised your taxes, he's cut down the police force because they're racist and they're Nazis or whatever for whatever their reasons. Well, now you have this in your city. This is what your city looks like now.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Sis.
Dear God.
All right.
New type of yoga.
But I have traveled a few times and gone to California, went to LA to, to be on The Price is Right and a few other things like that. And when you're walking around and you got a small group of people and you look across the street and you see people laying all over their sidewalk, like looking over their trash. They even have a map that shows you where poop is at, people's poop. There's needles on the ground. And I'm telling you right now, why would anyone want to pay thousands of dollars to get a hotel, to come to a place, and this is what you have to walk through to get to where you're going? It's either walk down the streets to save money or ride $100 a day just to get somewhere, just for a ride to get there and back to your hotel. Can you afford $100 a day just for your trip? Most people walk. Well, I wouldn't want to walk past any of this shit. Do you feel
I can
safe?
say 10, 11 years ago, California wasn't that bad. We had our problems, and it was
I think this is in
definitely
Philadelphia, right
problematic in certain areas, but like in the last freaking 5-6 years, it just escalated way past 11. And
It's
I'm glad
terrible.
that I
But that
got
Maduro guy,
out of the granola curtain
that
when I
Maduro
did, because
guy they
we
want
had
to arrest.
Governor Moonbeam instead of Gavin Newsom. And it was,
Yeah, terrible.
It was a different time, different problem, and now it seems to be just really gross there.
It is. I mean, but this isn't almost every big city now, even Texas. Okay, I'm telling you right now, there's places in Texas that look like this. Okay, in some of the cities, in certain areas in the city, it should never look like this. Where are the police? What about the taxpayers? What are they paying for if this is what they have to walk by? Or the businesses, all these businesses, are they all shuttered? Are they all closed because they went out
About
of business?
90% of businesses are gone. I've been watching videos on YouTube about places I used to go to. Like, you go to Pier 31, like the majority of it's closed down. California, they get like half their funding is subsidized by medical, and then the other half you can't afford the expense. It's in a downward spiral, and there's no way to get out of it with the current system of government involved there.
It's
ridiculous.
It's heartbreaking when I look around, and I know that you have a mom and dad when they first got married, okay, and they both had their jobs and they're working. She's a nurse and he's maybe he works in construction or whatever it is. When they first got married and they went to get an apartment or put down on a house, they didn't think that in 10 years across the street there's going to have this kind of shit. See what I mean? When they bought the property or they rented that apartment or they got those jobs, and now they have a small child now. So I'm just saying, you're not thinking that this is what you're going to be seeing in 10 years in the little town that you're in or the city that you just moved to, thinking you're going to have the rest of your life with this person, and now you're raising a family and you can't even walk your kid to school. It's sad because so many people that work their asses off to make something for themselves and their family are now have this because of the people that are in office don't care that they're wasting the money on other things and they're not keeping these people in jail. If all these people are acting like this because they're on drugs, then why are they not in jail? See, they should all be in jail or a halfway house or something. They shouldn't be laying all over the street, throwing up, throwing trash, vomiting, taking a dump, leaving their drug paraphernalia laying around. It's hurting business. It's hurting the tourist industry. It's doing all these things, but yet they say, oh, if we just had more money, but they're still going out to eat. They're still going to beauty parlor. They're still doing all these things on your dollar, but not doing
the money issue. Like, it's all how you spend it. Like California had The 5th largest economy in the world, 4th or 5th, depending on where you get your info.
I know.
In the world. It was like
Sure.
a nation unto itself with the amount of money. Like, they're flat broke. The government employees in high positions, you got the governor, freaking mayors, their staff, they might get, fat paychecks. Average person's struggling just to eat top ramen and make their mortgage payment if they're lucky enough to own a home. If they kept their home.
I'm looking around. It almost looks like this is a city park or something. So the workers that have to come here, that are in the union probably, and they have to pick up the needles and the trash, clean up after
Got a
all
bunch
these
of
people.
fentanyl zombies.
Yeah, it's terrible. This is awful. And when I showed that earlier about the Maduro thing, okay, and she talked about what they're doing to our country, this is what we're getting from it. This is what those people are doing. And now this person, this woman right here, do you think she's ever going to be normal again? Do you think she could ever be a mother and take her kids to, volleyball practice and help them with their homework and take them to the talent show? Go home and cook dinner for her family and have the house cleaned and ready for her husband to come home from work after a hard day's work? Do you think she's going to be able to ever do that after being a drug addict like this? Or do
Did
you
you
think
get her out of that environment, out of
Yeah.
that state and
But do
city?
you see that ever happening in this
No.
environment that she's in? That's what I'm trying to say. Where these people are right now in this city, I don't see any of them. And the thing is, they'll probably live many, many years just doing this because somebody's giving them money. They're getting money from somewhere to be able to buy these drugs. Maybe she's a prostitute. She's selling herself to get some money. But all those people you just saw are getting money from
I
somewhere.
bet you dollars to donuts. If you were to follow the money trail,
Mhm.
it would be a lot of CEOs and government or non-government organizations that have ties with outside influence,
Mhm.
and a lot of communists.
Yeah, a lot of you're going to see a lot of NGOs and things that remember the people that were doing the whole thing with the USAID talked about all the money trails they went down. They're still doing it. Those people are still going through stuff trying to find it. And then you had Trump sign that executive order saying that he wants these people that are running these different things now. They have to have everything legitimate. It has to be legitimate reason to have this money and to show where it's going. They have to have documentation. They have to have all this stuff. And I think it's great. It's a start, right? It's a start to change this into something better for each of these cities. But the thing is, a mayor, the police chief, all these different people should all be wanting to do something about that. Because you can't tell me that there's not a high crime rate in that area. People stealing to get
It's
drugs.
not about them doing their jobs, though, in these areas.
What is it?
They're getting paid not to do their job. Or they're
That's
getting
what I'm
paid
saying.
to be fucking communists and try to subvert every ideal that we got in this nation.
Mm-hmm.
So, to solve the problem, going to have to require some stuff that I can't comment on YouTube.
Yeah. There's a
But
lot
it
of
makes
that.
sense. And it's going to get ugly. It's going to get worse. And, in order to solve the problem, you got to do some stuff that's going to make ugly decisions look good.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless the people have a change of heart, which I think it's beyond that, because we're dealing with not only a moral but spiritual decay going on in the country.
But we did have a little bit of a change of heart, even though they tried to get everyone to believe that Biden got 81 million votes. Almost every single person, even Democrats that I've talked to, independents, none of them believe that. They know that there was cheating going on. Now, I don't think anybody fathomed how bad and how much cheating went on until we find out and start seeing it, come out in court. But we know that there was no way. There's no way that Biden got more votes than Obama. I just think it's impossible. There's just no way.
If we were to uncover what was actually going on, I don't think our minds would be able to handle it.
I don't either.
We would be going full nuclear on the people in government.
But the fact that we know of, okay, 77 million people voted this time for Trump to win and to do exactly what he's doing. Okay, because the people I've talked to that voted for Trump to clean up the borders and to start doing some of this stuff, to start pulling in the reins of the spending, to get us out of the wars. Okay, all these different things. They all seem very happy with what he's doing. The only people I hear griping are people that wanted DeSantis to be president and people that said they weren't going to vote for Biden, but they weren't going to vote. Those are the people that I have personally myself, that are bitching and complaining about things not being where they want it or whatever it is. But this I thought was pretty good. President Trump has been instructed the Department of Commerce to immediately begin work on the new census that will not count illegal immigrants. Okay. It says likely eliminating House seats in the Democrat-run states. So they're not real happy about it. But I want to play this little thing here for everyone because I just think it's great. I mean, this is what I voted for. I voted for these changes to start making a difference so it'd be fair. I thought Obama won legitimately. Okay. So I wasn't walking around wanting to hang myself every day for 2 terms while he was president. I just lived my life and did the best I could, but I accepted it because I believed it was true. And I believe in the system that if enough people vote for something, then I have to live with the aftermath of it, whether I voted for that person or not, just like people will have to do with the way we voted. Well, I voted for Trump and, I'm sorry that other people don't like him, but I really do believe that after he's done, they're going to say, wow, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. You see what I mean? I still can marry whoever I want, or I can still do this, that he didn't take those rights from me, that they believed that women were going to have to use coat hangers in closets again to get an abortion. All these stupid things that they thought was going to happen because Trump is a horrible pig and he hates women. He wants to see women on their hands and knees, pregnant and scrubbing their floors, shit like that. I heard so many stupid, shitty, dumbass things, which I knew wasn't true myself as a woman. So I don't know. I just think it was ridiculous. But here, I'm going to play this so everybody can hear it. Let me make sure it's turned up. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
They include anybody that happens to be in your state. Well, California would lose like 5 seats if they did a fair census. And even beyond that, the Biden census gypped Florida of at least 1 seat. We only got 1 seat in the last census. Are you trying to tell me that Florida only had 1 seat in that? We should have had at least 2. Texas should have had another one. That could be the difference in the House of Representatives and the majority. So I would love for them to redo the census for 26. My legislature will redistrict those lines. We'll get it to where it's fair. But as it's right now, this country is not fairly apportioned. I've got so many more millions of people in Florida that have representation because of that flawed census.
Mr. President, I think it's going to do very well. A lot of people, I don't know if you've heard about it. It's like, it's captivated the country. Everybody wants it. It's going to get in. It's going to pass. And Ron, they include.
I'll stop it now. But the thing is that that's what I voted for. I voted to clean up the corruption to the best of our ability, to close the borders, and to get these illegal criminals out of our country. Okay. And to try to start making some cuts so where we weren't spending so much money. But we saved so much money from being wasted because of Doge. Whether you agree with it or not, it's a fact. It doesn't change that it's a fact because you don't like it or you don't agree with it. But I would rather the money that they spent to make a comic book about transgenders with using Sesame Street characters that went to Africa or whatever country it was. I'd rather that money have been here, been spent on veterans or, early.
Did you hear what happened to Big Balls?
Yeah, I heard about him getting beat up trying to.
Yeah, he's still tough. Those balls are tough.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, but he's a gentleman. He's a man. He wanted to protect someone, and not the fact that he's toxic masculinity or anything like that. It was the fact that he was trying to do the right thing, and that's what I keep telling people. Try to do what's right. What would you, if it was your mother over there and you were in behind a glass wall and you weren't allowed to help, but you saw your mom being assaulted, wouldn't you want somebody that was standing around to help your mother or your sister or your wife? You would. So you put yourself in the shoes of the other people that love that person. That's what I would do. I've done it. I've stepped in where I probably shouldn't. Now, I wouldn't have done it if I had my kid with me, or something like that. I wouldn't have risked, my child to be injured, but I've done it when I was by myself. And people later said, that was stupid. You should have done that. But I'm like, oh, well, I did it because I felt it was the right thing to do at the time. And I'm sure I would do it again. That's just the way it is. Not everybody's super smart, but I would try to do what I think is right. But I thought that was pretty good. Let me see. There was a couple other ones. I'm trying to find them real quick. Oh, here's one. I think this is one of the ones. I think this is the one. Oh, no, this isn't. Let me stop this one. That's the one about the lady. It's a story about a woman who didn't believe that the recycling stuff was going the way that she thought it should. She didn't trust
and it went elsewhere and just sat.
Yeah, she put some Apple tags, in her recyclables to see where they really went. But that is I was looking at it. It's way longer than I thought it was. So I said, I'm going to wait and do that last if we have time, because it's got a lot of information on there. But I think it's smart because I never thought about taking an Apple tag and putting it on something like that to prove my point that they don't really care. They're not really trying to recycle. But
it's kind of weird. In my area, we don't recycle glass because there's no money in it anymore. Like, 20, 30 years ago, you could recycle bottles, make money off of it, recycle plastic, maybe get something, but it was mostly like aluminum and glass.
Well, in New Orleans, it was glass, plastic, and paper. And I know it was real, at least for a small portion of time when I lived there, because when we had these little, they weren't like garbage cans. They were like totes, like a tote. And I had 3 of them, and I had them sitting on top of my washer and dryer. And I put paper, bottles, and plastic like that in it, in the different things. And after, I think it was 4 months, the city was like in Metairie, I'm talking about where I live. They were so happy because they were sending out flyers saying, we have recycled so much stuff and we've made so much money that we're going to hire 4 more people to work there. So we were all happy. And this wasn't mandatory. We weren't told we had to do it. This was all volunteer. And we were just so happy with what we had done because we were trying to keep the place as clean as we could after what happened, with Katrina and stuff. And they do have, frequent hurricanes and things, and it's a mess afterward. So we thought, if we can recycle as much as we can, then, maybe it'd be easier on us after a storm because we won't have near as much trash in the landfill or whatever else. So, it worked out really good so far as I could tell before I left. It was doing really well. The whole program was, because I have friends that lived in California in certain little towns, and it's mandatory. They have 1 trash can for garbage, and it was so small. It was like half as big as a regular trash can. Then they had 1 for bottles and 1 for cans, and they had 1 for yard debris and stuff like that. It was ridiculous. And if they found a bottle or a can or anything in any of the other in regular household trash or in any of the ones mixed up on accident, like your kid went out and threw something in there and it was in the wrong, you get fined. You know, it was ridiculous, and we didn't want that in Metairie. So we said, yeah, we want to recycling, but we want it on volunteer basis only. But it made me feel proud though when I'd go out to put my totes out there and see, you know, over half of the people on my street had totes out there. So a lot of people were really wanting to try it and see if it would work. And then when we found out within 4 months, they hired 4 new people. That was 4 more jobs for people in our area, you know, in our community, because we all voluntarily were recycling. So, you know, it can help. You can make a difference if everybody works together. And I still believe that. I still believe that if you get enough people that all have the same thought process to improve something, you can do it if you have enough people doing it. Now, this I thought was pretty interesting. And I want to play it for everybody because I don't know if you've seen it or not, but here we go. We'll play it.
Fox News alert, Trump just made a major announcement. The highly anticipated meeting between myself as president of the United States of America and Vladimir Putin of Russia will take place next Friday in the great state of Alaska. A fitting destination considering we bought Alaska from the Russians for pennies on the dollar. Mm-hmm. If Trump can secure a deal as good as that for Ukraine, we're in great shape. This comes just hours after Trump made another peace deal between Azerbaijan and Armenia.
The country of Armenia and Azerbaijan are committing to stop all fighting forever, open up commerce, travel, and diplomatic relations, and respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
That is huge. Those 2 countries have been going at it for decades.
Countries at each other's throats for 37 years. Trump just ended it. Sounds like a Nobel Peace Prize is in order.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee
If it actually amounted to something.
relates to this year's Nobel Peace Prize on October the 10th, Friday, October the 10th. Is that date circled on your calendar, Mr. President?
I can't say. I mean, a lot of people say, you know, no matter what I did, because, you know, I'm of a certain persuasion, no matter what I do, they won't give it. And I'm not politicking for it.
I think President Trump deserved to have a Nobel Peace Prize. We will promote for that.
Fox News correspondent Alexandra Huff is here with us now. How you doing, Alexandra?
Hey, I'm great, Jesse. Thanks for having me. President Trump, he did not want this meeting with President Putin to overshadow that resolution signed today between Armenia and Azerbaijan. You noticed when the 2 leaders shook their hands at the White House, President Trump actually gripped onto that handshake, which is really symbolic of what kind of month, what kind of legacy President Trump intends to have. So he is going to meet with President.
But did you see Trump's face when they shook hands and he put his hands on there? He just looked like he was about to burst with excitement. And that is, to me, he's real. He just comes across to me as a real person, and that he's excited that he made a difference with these 2 countries. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but
one less fire to put out as a leader of the free world. Like, I wouldn't want his job.
I don't know how he's done it. I mean, this man has.
I've seen so many people age prematurely in their presidencies. It's like,
well,
it
he's
literally
lucky.
sucks the life out of you.
He's lucky. He's married to Melania, for one. I think going into the bedroom at night with her, even if you're not doing anything, just to get to hug and kiss this woman would make you feel younger. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that I think he really does want to make our country better, and he wants to make the world better by keeping us strong and independent. When we are able to have all our own medicine, to not need any country for any reason, unless we want it, something, you know, for fun, but that we have everything we need for every person on our continent, I think he'll be satisfied, because I don't understand what we're going to do, or I can't even think about how we let our country get into a position to where China makes almost all of our medicine. You know, let's say you have diabetes and you need insulin, or you need heart medicine or whatever. A country like China that wants us all dead, all they have to do is put fentanyl in it, send it over here. How many millions
China
of people are
and
going
like India,
Well,
I think
either
that
one of the
we get
countries.
most of our meds from.
But just think about
And it's
that.
still,
That's all they have to do.
it's other countries. Like, we don't have the means to produce medicines here. We can store them, but do we have the factories and the raw materials to do that?
I think we do. We have
We need to
tons of
build an
empty
infrastructure.
factories. They closed the factories to take it over to other countries to make it. But if we have a country that wants us dead, they hate us. They hate who we are and what we stand for. And yet we stand in line to get their medicine. I mean, I just don't, to me, it just doesn't make any sense at all. I don't trust them. I am doing everything I can to stay as healthy as I can and not have to take any meds. I hate the fact that I have to have allergy shots every week. But guess what? The people that in the office I go to, they make the serum there. You know, they make it themselves for each of their patients to try to help us so that we're not having such severe reactions. But I'm doing everything I can because I don't trust these pharmaceutical companies. I really don't. And I feel bad for a lot of people in my family that have diabetes, people in my family that have heart problems, and they're having to take medicine, and they have to trust that whoever they're getting this medicine from hasn't put something in it. And I know it sounds really stupid, but the woman that tried to kill her husband many years ago, she wanted her husband dead, but she didn't want to be blamed for it. So she went in, she took bottles of pills, Tylenol, off the shelves in different stores, and she laced them with cyanide. Went back, she put them back on the shelves and killed other people so that she would get away with killing her husband. Okay. And if she could do that, and that was just a few people, but she got away with doing that. And now they have to seal the containers and stuff like that. And thank God she got caught. And it's sad that people had to die because this selfish woman didn't give a shit about other people's lives. Like I was talking about earlier about where we are in the world, and that people are so greedy. They don't look at a life as meaning anything. Anyone that can take another person's life selfishly like that doesn't care about life at all. They're self-centered, selfish narcissists, and all they care about is themselves and their own gratification. And we are. I see them everywhere. I see narcissists in every nook and cranny of every business, churches, everywhere I go. You know, sooner or later, I talk to them and I'm like, holy crap, this is a narcissist, because they're always right. They're never wrong. They never apologize. It's disgusting, but we're breeding more and more and more of them because of everyone gets a trophy thing. Everyone
all
has
a part of the spiritual and moral decline.
All of it. It's all caving in. And I just don't want to see it happen. I want our country, and I think we still have a chance to save our country. Even after I showed that video of what these cities look like, it's going to be a lot of work, boy, clean this mess up. But it can be done. It can be done. I really do believe that. And we just can't give up, and we just got to keep sharing it and talking about it, and voting people in that are willing to step in and make a difference. Because last year, right after Trump got in, there was I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I played the interview with him, and he was talking about he's the one in charge of like the post office and other whatever groups that is, that whatever that job is. I can't remember what it's called. But he said that he talked to the president, and the president said, "Well, come up with some something we can do to make some changes to save money, in the postal service or whatever." And that said was that that we could use the postal service the people we already have in the post office to do the census instead of hiring people. Remember, you guys remember that show? Instead of hiring people to do it, we'll just use the people we already have. They already go to all these houses already, right, to do the census. So there's lots of things and lots of ways that we can make cuts and save money for our country while improving our country at the same time. So it's nice to see that Trump is so hands-on with everyone in his cabinet. I mean, and I'm sure he's the same way with all the people he's walking around in the White House talking to. You know what I mean? I guarantee he's just a hands-on person in everything that I've seen that he's done. So I'm hoping that we can start seeing some really good stuff by the end of this year, and a few more people will be a little more, I don't know, eager about where our future can go if we just keep on the same path that we're on and keep working together and fighting for what we want for our families, and to demand to keep more money in our own pocket. We deserve it. We're the ones that work to earn it. So I don't know. We'll see if that happens. Bruce, are you still there?
Still here.
Okay. All right. You have anything you want to try?
Removing the property tax. Because there's straight up theft. You go and buy a house, and they still tax the shit out of you. Like, the hell with that.
Yeah, that's wrong. I don't think they should be able to do a lot of things. But I think a lot of these things are, isn't that a state tax or not?
The property tax? It's supposed to go towards the city or the state. There's other ways to make money. Taxing the shit out of people that make money is not going to improve the lives of people. Because you look at California.
I heard somebody sneeze. I want to say bless you.
Taxes are outrageous up there.
It is. Well, this I really love this senator. I've had Kennedy on quite a few times. When I lived in Louisiana, I voted for this person. So I really like him. And every time I see these videos and stuff of him, that's exactly how I always, every time I went to see him speak or do anything, he seems legitimate. He seems like the same person. He hasn't changed. He seems like the same guy, determined to get the facts out. And I just wanted to play this video because I wanted everybody to hear him talking to, interviewing someone at another one of the committees that they have to try to get, information and to make better decisions about judges and different things like that. I think that was one of these committees, but here we go.
I don't think there's any basis under Article 3, under Supreme Court precedent, under the English common law for nationwide injunctions. I think politicians have helped judges, and many judges are politicians, to just make it up. And many of them are like Professor Shaw here. If they like the president, they're against nationwide injunctions. If they don't like the president, they're for him. Professor, let me ask you this while I have you. On April 22nd, 2024, you said there are some members of the Supreme Court that are evil. Which justices were you talking about?
I'll take it your word, Senator. I don't recall using that word, but.
All right, here's what you said. You were talking about the majority opinion in Muldrow v. City of St. Louis. You said, quote, Justice Kagan, will she be able to control the opinion's future distortion by her evil colleagues? Probably not, end quote. Who were you talking about?
Sir, I'm very skeptical. If there's a transcription, it was probably a transcription error. I do not think I said.
No, you said it.
So good result. Deftly constructed opinion by Justice Kagan. Will she be able to control its potential future distortion by her evil colleagues? Probably not. But
for a couple of years,
yes,
exactly.
Yes, not for lack of trying.
lives
is safe.
Why don't you own up to it? Which you call some of the members of the Supreme Court evil. Now, which ones do you think are evil?
I would have to refresh my recollection. I've been very critical of some members of the Supreme Court.
You made that statement, aren't you?
I'm
You're an officer
Senator, it doesn't sound like something that
you know
I
what
would
I'm
say.
embarrassed at? That you're teaching our kids.
I don't refer to Supreme Court justices as evil in
did,
the
right here
in the classroom,
on
sir.
your podcast, April 22nd, 2024.
Okay, well,
Big as Dallas. And you're an officer of the court, and you're here advising us to be respectful of federal judges, and you say they're evil members of the United States Supreme Court? Gag me with a spoon. You're part of what's the problem in all of this.
I love that guy. I'm so glad. I'm so proud that I said I voted for that person, because I did. And he still does it. He's still doing exactly why I voted for him. And it can be done. They can make a difference with one person. Because
who's he from?
He's Louisiana.
He's Louisiana. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is that we do have a few of them. Okay. And what we need is more of them. And they're there. We just have to put them in office and let them do their jobs and give them the means to do their jobs. And as far as I can tell, I really do believe that Trump is trying his best to make sure they have what they need to do what they're doing. And to get them to share the information and get it out there. So like being able to watch these committee meetings and all these different things that they're doing, it should all be televised. We should be able to turn on the TV and watch them talking back and forth about every law they're going to pass, about every single thing that's going on in government. We should be able to have free access to all of it. There should be no meetings besides the president and the other people that are having to do with, the very top stuff that's most important with security with our government. That's the only stuff that we should be knowing about until it's over with. Like if we were doing something that was secretive and then we're done, we finish it, then it should be made public. That kind of thing. I really do believe it. And I wish that we had a government set up where we could do it that way. But, but I'll take whatever I can get. And I think that the steps that Trump has been taking are all good ones. I'm not saying he's doing it in the right exact way each time he's done it. He's never done this before either. So he's going to make mistakes. Everyone does. But I think he's doing the best he can to right the mistakes that he has made and trying to be open about it, be transparent as much as possible. I really do believe that. So let's see. I'm going to pull up a couple more of these things that I had up here and see. Here's one. Let me do this one. About the whole thing about Washington, D.C. that he's been talking about, make crackdowns because of what happened to big balls, right? So here it is. Here's one of them. It says, Washington, D.C., President Trump is not a secret how he feels about violence in the city. You can expect to see federal officers in marked units patrolling high-traffic tourist areas and other hotspots. So he's definitely said that he wants more of a police presence, and that if he has to, they'll bring in the national.
It's not a secret how he feels about violence in the city, and it's resulted in this. We are outside of Union Station this morning because the White House says you can now expect to see more police presence in touristy areas of D.C. In fact, there were several things announced by the White House yesterday. Check it out. For the next 7 days, and potentially longer than that, you can expect to see federal officers in marked units patrolling what the Trump administration is calling high-traffic tourist areas and other hotspots. We are not sure exactly what those hotspots are. The increase in law enforcement presence is supposed to start each night at midnight. We are talking quite a few agencies here, guys, just to name a few of them. Metro Transit Police, Amtrak Police, U.S. Capitol Police, the DEA, and the FBI. Look here, the ATF Washington office, that's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. They posted a picture just before 2 a.m. this morning showing them apparently pulling over a car along Georgia Avenue.
Tony Millette, this is obviously not the first time that we have heard the president talk about Washington, D.C. as a city. By now, you know, he has threatened to take over Washington, D.C. And as we wait to see what happens there, one thing is for sure, you will definitely see an increased police presence for at least the next 7 days, guys.
Awesome. And I don't have a problem with it. I mean, why would anyone have a problem with an increased police presence if it's going to make you safer? After what we just saw happen to this other person. Well, you know what I mean. A normal person that's not a criminal,
Politicians,
right? You think that they want more freedom
smoke
to
crack
be safe.
or snort blow off a hooker's ass. If you got increased police presence,
Mm-hmm.
you can't make pornos in Congress with increased security. It just fucks up the fun.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. To me, it's common sense that you'd want to have more protection if you don't feel safe. I mean, we had that young couple. Didn't they get killed in Washington, D.C. too? The ones that were up by their car and they were murdered or shot. I can't remember what their name was. Damn it. Because Bruce talked about it earlier, just a little while ago.
It's a noble gesture, what he's doing. I just hope that it gets implemented correctly.
Yeah, me too. I mean, but the thing is, he did it. You know, he's trying. He's making an effort. He's doing something. And after having nothing done, you know, besides spending money, you think that's part of the problem, I think, is that everybody's so used to having nothing done and not being able to do anything, to go to the grocery store, not even be able to get groceries and put them in your cart. You have to stand there and wait for them to get keys to unlock everything. And then you get it put in your cart and you're trying to walk up to the thing. And then someone comes and steals your cart and runs out to the parking lot with it because they couldn't get it themselves. You know, they couldn't just take stuff off the shelves. It's ridiculous. And until we get a handle on law and order and have somebody that gives a shit like our president right now that's trying to make a difference, I just don't see how it's ever going to get better. And I wouldn't want to live in a place like that. I honestly wouldn't. But here's something else. It says, I love the smell of deep state subpoenas in the morning. So I wanted to play this for everybody. Here we go.
News. House Oversight Chairman James Comer has just issued subpoenas in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Comer sent one subpoena to the Department of Justice for the complete Epstein files and more for depositions from former officials. Those officials include former attorneys general Bill Barr, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, and Merrick Garland. Also, former FBI directors Robert Mueller and James Comey, and both of these people now, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and her husband, former President Bill Clinton. We'll keep you posted as the subpoenas are served. And news, House Oversight Chairman.
Amazing.
Crazy.
I'm really shocked, but it's this is what one of the things that we've been asking for years, and we're finally seeing something starting to happen. Now, whether it's going to end up the way I want it to end up, I don't know, but it's something. Trump said he was going to do certain things and he would try to do it. And we have people in there that said that there's enough evidence to start to prosecute certain things. To wait and see. That's all we can do is have somebody make something start, which is what they're doing, and see what happens with it. But support him. You know what I mean? Support that he's trying to do the right thing. And that's all I tell people to do is we got to be patient. Can't just snap your fingers and think everything's going to fall into place and be done. It just doesn't work that way. It took years to bring someone to court, and that was just in an, sexual assault case in my family, right? And it took years to see this person brought to justice. So if they just start, you got to give them a while. But I'm hoping they can get it done or something done before elections of next year. I really do. I mean, I want to see somebody go to prison, somebody for some of this corruption. I really want to see that. But, you know, there's no guarantee that I'm going to see that. It's just that I hope that we do. So here we go. Here's the next one I brought up. Is there anything you guys want to add?
Hardwick has an interesting comment, wondering if we watched a recent Hunter Biden interview, the one where Hunter starts going off, and it looks like he's in the middle of some sort of methamphetamine withdrawal, where he's just.
Do you have that interview?
I do not. I started looking for that, and
well, I did see some snippets from it, and honestly, I don't really care what he says. He's just a piece of shit, and he's a criminal, and I don't trust him. He's not going to say anything that's truthful. Just like that little tiny bit that I showed, I think it was last night on the show with Wiener, whatever his name is.
Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, I showed a little bit about that, and it was an interview for him, and he was he just is repulsive and disgusting, just sitting having to listen to him.
Losing his wife to the gay Soros kid probably has fucked up his psyche.
He's repulsive. Just knowing
Not
what
that
kind
he
of
was any better when he was married.
No,
he liked little girls anyways. He didn't want his wife. But to do it and be laying on the bed next to his little infant son while he's got his junk out trying to solicit young girls is video basically is disgusting in itself. So he's gross and disgusting. All these people are, and I want to see all of them. I would love to see all of them arrested, all of them in prison. And if I can just get a few of them, if I can just see a few of the people that we've been putting up with for all these years, even seeing them dragged through the dirt, like what they did with Trump, you know, put some handcuffs on them, perp walk them around, bring out the naughty pictures or whatever shit they did, videotapes, documents, bring all the stuff out, and you know, see some of the stuff come out. And then if we can bring out all this evidence, even if we don't get them and prosecute them as a federal crime, maybe we could get some civil suits against them. You know what I mean? That's other people that were injured or hurt by these people can bring a civil suit against them and see them go down for that, because that's finally what took out O.J. Simpson. You know, he got a little tiny robbery case, finally got him put in jail. But a criminal's a criminal. They're going to keep committing crimes. They can't help themselves. Just like a rapist or a child molester, they can't stop. They're going to keep doing it. So sooner or later, they're going to get caught. But once it's out in the open that they are criminals, people will start paying attention and say, hey, you know, this person's a criminal and I'm going to sue them. I got evidence. This is what they did, blah, 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 and do something with it. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm just hoping we're going to, even if it's like one of those fish you snagged on the side of their stomach and you were able to reel them in anyways. It wasn't the way the perfect cast like you wanted, but you got them on the hook and you got them in your boat. So, you know, that's what I'd love to see. See something like that happen. That would be like, you know, it's great. Wonderful thing that could happen, and somebody would be happy because of it.
Kind of reminds me of a conversation we had last Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Which one? Which conversation?
Oh, well, yeah, it was last Thursday because I was going to the doctor's appointment. So, family member wanted to go with me. And as we were leaving the neighborhood, she noticed that the neighbor was having some tree work done. But she's like, what's that funny little device that he's got on wheels? I'm looking over, just pointing at the wood chipper. And it's a small one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a wood chipper. And she's like, it's so small. I'm like, yeah, you got to feed the pedos one leg at a time with that thing. And so
Yeah,
this,
that's the size wood chipper I have at home. They're limb size, one limb at a time. But
the
yeah,
solution to the problems in DC and elsewhere might require one leg at a time.
yeah,
You can't
Well,
go
it's
full
small size.
chippy as
definitely.
full as it would be.
Well, this one I thought was pretty good. I want to play this one right here. It says, Tulsi Gabbard says that Russia hoax wasn't James Clapper's first intel scandal. She says he manufactured the WMD lie that led to the Iraqi war. It all ties together perfectly. Tulsi Gabbard just exposed former DNI James Clapper for what she called a pattern of manipulating intelligence for political ends. James Clapper was on the team that created the manufactured intelligence assessment that led to the Iraqi war about the Iraq WMDs. He writes about it in his book, saying that he and his team of intelligence analysis created something that was not there. Pretty interesting, but I'm going to play this video.
James Clapper was on the team that created that manufactured intelligence assessment that led to the Iraq war, about the Iraq WMDs. He writes about it in his book, saying that he and his team of intelligence analysts created something that was not there. When you look at his actions then, and you look at his actions in 2016 as Obama's director of national intelligence, you see someone who has no problem whatsoever politicizing and manufacturing and weaponizing intelligence for a political outcome. James Clapper was on the...
This woman definitely makes me, I trust her. She seems very analytical, like she's looked at everything. She reads in between the lines. You could definitely tell she's got a military background just by the way she talks and explains things. Can you tell? Do you feel the same way or not, guys?
She's growing on me, but I don't want her to make any rulings on Second Amendment rights yet.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about just what she's been working on right now, the way she explains it, and the way she's gone about doing it. I think she's done. I can't see anything wrong with anything that she's done so far. I can't find anything wrong with the way she's done it. The way she
You have to remember
articulates,
something,
the way
that
she's
all of
present.
this was done back in, leading up to 2016. And in 2012, you had the Smith-Lund Act that allowed legally the government can lie to the people. It was slipped in there. So then this essentially is where we have like bullshit Law and Order, at the very end, well, they can get away with it. If that's true, then this could be a moot point. It's that how insidious it is. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So,
but to me, when I saw this one article that she's talking about right now, this whole thing about how he lied to go in there because they said there were weapons of mass destruction in there, and that they were able to do that because of the Smith-Lund Act, right? That Obama signed. Guess what? Maybe now, because of this and the outrage that people will have because he got away with it, that they'll reverse it. You think that's an opening for that or not?
Could be.
Yeah, I hope so.
Unlikely, but it could be.
But that's what I'm saying. Because they used
didn't
Tulsi
they,
Gabbard to
back
do
in the
it.
first Gulf War, didn't they claim that hospitals were being bombed and babies and incubators were being decimated, and
Yep.
I don't even think
they did all that.
They had incubators So, like, it's not new that they use bullshit to start a war.
Mm-mm. I think they've always been able to get away with
Maybe
it,
I'm just
but the
I'm
Smith
just
month
jaded
makes
and
it legal.
don't care
But
no
see,
more.
that's the difference. See, they can't prosecute him because he did what he did using the Smith-Mundt Act, right? To be able to get whatever. But what happened with the dossier with Trump, that was illegal because they did go to get the FISA court to sign off on it using what they knew was not real. See, that's the difference. So that has nothing to do with the Smith-Mundt. But what she just explained very articulately, to the degree of the way she said it and the information I'm sure she has to back all of this, I definitely think that's enough to take before Congress and ask to repeal the Smith-Mundt Act. I think they could do that with just this right here. Look what happened to that country, and look how much money it cost the taxpayers of the United States of America to pay for that war, all because of documents that he fixed. See, it just blows my mind. And that's one person. This one guy was able to do that much damage to our country because he lied. It was able to get away with it. That's scary. It should scare everyone. That should scare the shit out of all of us. You know, we think, just think about it. You had Biden sitting there, and if he had access to push that button to start a nuclear war, doesn't that scare you? I mean, I don't think it's that simple. I think there's a lot of stuff they have to go through, but just the thought of knowing that he could sign an executive order and blow up a whole country or something. You know, we don't know what he did do or what did happen under his auto pen. You know what I mean? But we are going to be reaping a lot of bad stuff, just like what Ruben said earlier, that we're going to start seeing some stuff happening, stuff unfolding, if we're paying attention and looking in all directions and not just straight ahead. Because, see, a lot of these people just want us to put our blinders on and just keep going forward. Don't look over there. No, don't look over there. No, stay going forward. And even though a lot of this other stuff might be distraction, but little things like this, to me, open doors for us to change things that have happened in the past and stop it, hopefully, from happening again in the future. And bringing a spotlight into the darkness to say, see, he used this to get away with that, and look what happened to our country because of it. So we got to get rid of it. We got to cut that out. And the only way to get rid of it, now you could have the president write an executive order, but we know what happens with that. You just get a new person with an auto pen, and they sit and rewrite over all the old executive orders. It means nothing. We need Congress to act to get rid of and repeal the Smith-Mundt Act. Period. That's what we need. And that right there, I think, is the doorway to it right here. What she just explained to everyone. Now I have let's see, I got another article that I want to share real quick. It's, you know, in the same realm as that one, but I still think it's important because somebody might not have.
Thank you, Hardwick.
What did he say?
The Smith-Mundt Act is from 1948. The 2012 bill.
Yeah,
it
was
the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, which is meant to modernize and get everything up to speed for the old bill.
Mm-hmm. But the changes that he added to it are the ones that I'm talking about, not the original one, not the one from 1948. The modernization one, the one that that Obama signed. That's the one I'm talking about. So. But here's the next thing that I thought was pretty interesting, too. It's another one about the Russia hoax stuff. But every time I hear it, it's a little bit different from the one before. It's like I was saying. And I just thought it's really good. But I just can't get enough of it because I really want to see these people held accountable. And even if we can't put this one person, where he belongs, hopefully we can put somebody where they belong.
Are you referring to the number 44 half cracker?
Yeah, I'm talking about, right here, the person that you see on screen.
Yeah.
That one. But the thing is, it'll be out in the open. See what I mean? They might have a movie about it, just like they did. Now, remember, there was a movie with Tom Cruise starring in it about Mena, Arkansas, and the drug running that was going on with Bill Clinton and him turning and looking the other way. So truth does come out. It's just whether or not the media makes anything of it or hushes it and pushes it down or whatever. You know what I mean? So the thing is, that's a movie I think you and I should review.
Which one?
The one about Tom Cruise starred in. The one, I think
American
it's called
Made.
Oh, is it called American Made? Because I think the scripts had Mena on it when they were first doing
Because
it.
again, that's the fact is the one of the scenes when they go in, he offers the guys, the police and the caddies, and then the governor Bill, says you can walk. What they gloss over is that was the whole idea. Clinton was actually doing it, responsible for the drug running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And they gloss over that completely.
Yeah, but the thing is, to be able to, when you review it, okay, we could bring up documents, other things that we know now after the fact, because it's been this many years. Because I remember after Hillary and her husband were in the White House, that they found fingerprints of Hillary Clinton's on the Whitewater documents that she swore under oath in Arkansas that she never touched, that she never saw. So, because she was the president's wife, they just kind of like, oh, well, they didn't do
Whitewater.
anything. So,
Meaning,
they're criminals.
Oklahoma City, if you get my drift.
All that shit.
John Doe number 2, remember, he's the secret one.
You remember during that whole thing with the Oklahoma City bombing?
Yep.
In Arkansas, in a small town in Arkansas, they found the Mueller family. They were all the Muellers owned they had a business where they took guns, all kinds of guns and stuff to gun shows. So they had a trailer filled with weapons, and they were on their way to a gun show. Okay. And they had their 9-year-old daughter with them, the husband, the wife, and they were called the Muellers. And they went up missing. And their trailer full of guns disappeared. Well, come to find out, the 2 guys that were involved in blowing up the Oklahoma City bombing needed money and funds to be able to buy the stuff they needed to do the bomb, right? And so that's what they needed the guns for. So they were involved, connected to the murder of that whole family. And what happened is they took the family and tied them all up, wrapped plastic bags around their head, and they dropped them under a bridge. And you know how they found them? They were having a kids fishing derby, and somebody hooked one of the feet of the family, and that's how they found them. They found the 9-year-old, the mom, and the dad all dead under a bridge.
Good.
So I'm just saying, and that was in Arkansas. So, and I don't know what year it was, but I remember it was a big thing because, stuff like that just doesn't happen in small little rural areas that very often. But yeah, and that was all connected. I'm telling you right now, my parents hated the Clintons. They said they were the most corrupt pieces of shit they'd ever seen. It was like mafia. They were like hillbilly mafia. That's what my mother used to call them. They got away with tons of shit. And that's why my mom really believed that all these people were being murdered, that she was getting rid of people left and right. She'd just say, get rid of them. That's it. And that's how much power she had. And when you have that much power, you think you're invincible. And that's when you make mistakes. And that's what my mom said. When she got her fingerprints that were on that paper, she said, see, she made mistakes. But because of where she's at right now, probably nothing will happen. But sooner or later, something's going to come back and bite her in the ass. At least that's what my mom used to say. So, and I do believe my mom. Okay, but I'm going to play this real quick so we can, or did I? No, I haven't played it yet. Here we go.
As you were playing those clips of these people like Morning Joe seemingly befuddled, saying that by no account is any of this true, I would challenge them to see if they've actually read the documents, every single page of the documents that we've released over the last couple of weeks. If not, go to odni.gov, G-O-V. It's all right there for anyone to see. And those who go in and read this will see how President Obama directed that a National Security Council meeting be called to talk about Russia, that the report that came out of that meeting was filled with tasks that were delivered by James Clapper's assistant to John Brennan and to other elements of the intelligence community. John Brennan was the head of the CIA at the time, all saying per the president's direction, per the president's order. And very specifically, they were tasked to create an intelligence assessment that detailed how Moscow tried to influence the election, not if, but how. And this was the beginning of this manufactured intelligence assessment where they knowingly wrote things in this assessment that were false, and they knew they were false. They knew that they were basing it on discredited intelligence or documents like the Steele dossier that was politically motivated and that they knew was false. And this was how they came up with the Russia hoax that was then weaponized and used to try to delegitimize the president, President Trump, and to try to ultimately enact this years-long coup throughout his entire 4 years of his first administration.
Yep. See, she's so good at explaining things. Even someone like me that doesn't understand half of this stuff, I can understand when she's saying it to me. She's very good at it. But yeah, I think that somebody's going to go down. I think there is enough evidence that a few people. I think it's at least 3 people. I think it's going to be Hillary. And I think it's going to be Comey. And what's that other guy's name?
Adam Schiff.
Yeah, Schiff. Schiff's going to go for his crap lying about his properties and all that stuff. See, just like I said, all of them aren't going to go down for this one thing right here that we're talking about. A lot of them are going to go out, like I said, when you throw your hook out there and you hook it on the side of the fish and you drag it in, you didn't catch it, on its mouth, but you caught it. It doesn't matter that you didn't get it exactly for what you wanted to catch it for, just like we didn't get O.J. Simpson the same way. Sometimes we have to take what we can get, but knowing that that person is being punished for it, and it's going to be on the record. They're going to have that for the rest of their life. There's nothing they can do about it. It's on there. And so we're going to be happy with that. There's going to be a lot of people saying, well, they deserve this and they deserve that. They're never going to be satisfied. It doesn't matter what we do, what we find, or how it works out. But all of them aren't going to go down for that one thing. I just don't believe that. I just think that somehow some of these people are either going to squeal on someone else and they're going to get a light sentence, or they're just going to get a slap on the wrist. That's what I think is going to happen. But those people that get the slap, they're the ones that are going to get the slap when it comes to the other things. Like I said, the civil suits and stuff like that, because now it's on record. We have documents to prove that they did this, that, and the other, and it's connected with that thing that they want to sue them for. See what I mean?
The best analogy is the Gina Carano Disney issue.
Yeah.
We all wanted discovery, but they settled. So this could be settled and could never come out. It could happen.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Never say never, because you just don't know the future. You can't see the future. No one I know can see the future. So we just have to have hope, and something good will come out of it. But I do believe that some of these people's heads are going to roll. I definitely believe that. Now, I can't explain whether it's going to be military court, a federal court, or how it's going to be done, because I've never seen anything like this happen before. You know what I mean? I don't think we even have. Do we have any precedent at all for something like this happening? So that's why I think we got plenty of evidence to prove the fact that they did it, that this did happen. Even though I know they tried to destroy it, there's some great, wonderful Americans in there, in the FBI and in the CIA and some of these other organizations that somehow was able to keep all of it from being in the burn bags. It's like he said, when they said that they found a bunch of these documents in bags ready to go into the thing to be burnt. So I'm just thankful that a few people said, oh, let's just keep pushing it to the back and hopefully something good will happen. You know what I mean? And I'm glad, I think that's what happened, and I'm thankful for that. But that's it. Those are the articles that I had pulled up. Is there anything one of you guys want to bring up and talk about, Bruce or Ruben?
Mainly, I wanted to talk about the stuff we covered earlier, and you did a really good job about it.
Yeah, you did good, but you're the one that was wanting to talk about it. Is there's nothing else that you can think of?
Not really. I can't think of anything. Mainly because my links are erased. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you booted out and you came back in and it erased all your notes you had that were visible to me.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I did. It was all like mixed up. Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out anything. I forgot about me getting booted out, but it did happen. But hey, Ruben, would you like to say anything about what you have planned coming up on your channel?
Oh, well, I did put out a video. Finally, it's been about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Last week about going what's going on. A lot of things are changing. I'm waiting to hear back from my brother about my nephew. If he's in full remission or not. I still know what's going on there and everything else. But I am been writing furiously, getting things done. I want to get my stuff out, all my books, all my papers, everything completed. So things are coming. Just stay out there. My biggest concern right now is health, just making sure everything's going well there. So I'm taking care of that, addressing that, and then moving forward. That's all I'm doing. But catch me for everything coming up on Twitter, Substack as well. You'll see everything's going to come out there. A lot of articles are coming out. So,
Well, Six Nations. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
Other than gaming and maybe some laundry, I've got some workout to do.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like, I think 6 weeks before I get my actual rehabilitation, according to my doctor. So I've been doing baby steps into the Royal Court workout, which I'm probably going to regret after the first 5 minutes. But I'm going to love it.
Chat, put some F's in the chat for.
So they're going to kill me, or I'm going to get ripped.
What happened was a few weeks ago he had a real illness, congestive heart failure, put him in the hospital, and he had about 400 plus pounds of fluid pumped out because of edema and other complications. Well, Six Nations let us know what was going on about 4 days into his stay. He's like, hey guys,
let me clarify, it was 115 pounds.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
So I was like 415. It was
all
ridiculously
fluid.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congestive heart failure sucks.
We were really worried about you. We really were. Bruce and I, every day, a couple times a day. Have you heard from him? Have you heard from him? Because we knew that this was not normal for us not to hear from you. Yeah. And so we were really worried. So we were so thankful when you finally replied. And I was like,
if I disappear for more than 30 days, it's not a personal time off or me getting grounded again.
Mm-hmm. Well, we won't.
I've either been abducted or the cartel got me or something.
Yeah.
And I showed him the information from Roy Benavides when Benavides was given a no hope walking wounded status, and they're trying to get him used to being in a wheelchair, and he's like, no. And so after the doctors would leave the hospital at night, he'd get on the floor and he'd try to do push-ups, and then finally he starts walking again, and the doctor tells him one day, like, you got your paperwork here, your wheelchair's here, sign this and we'll let you go home. And he's like, no, not gonna fucking sign it. And he's like, what? So I can walk. And the doctor says, if you can walk out this hospital room right now, I'll rip up his paperwork. Otherwise, get in that fucking wheelchair. And Benavides, having the iron will of a saint, he gets on the ground and he gets himself standing up, and then he painfully walks out. The most painful movement he's ever made in his life. But he got out of that hospital room, and the doctor shredded that paperwork. Later on, he became a Green Beret just because, like, that was on his list of shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was about ready to be written off by the medical community of the Army at the time because they thought he was gone. He was done. He didn't have the gumption. And so I always tell people whenever they're going through problems medically, like, you got to look to guys, to old saints like Sergeant Benavides, Master Sergeant of the Army Benavides, can look at this guy that he was getting ready to be written off. He was going to have to fucking have his wife, Lolo, roll him around, and he'd be like James Brady, basically absolutely useless. And he said, no, fuck you. I've still got shit to do and people to piss off.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to take some fucking shred of that story and apply it to yourself and figure out what matters to you. Your unborn kids, your nephews, your nieces, the ability for you to carry your mom and dad's groceries up in the house when they're getting too old. Mm-hmm. What the fuck matters to you? And you got to fucking take it, make it your own, and get up on your feet and fucking push. Because if you're not going to do that, then just lay down and die. There ain't nothing else for you to do. And fucking,
if you don't have the will to live, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
It's mind and body.
Mm-hmm. Got to fight.
Got to work both of them.
Every minute.
Yeah. I mean, look at our boy Ruben here. He's pushing ahead. He's doing stuff as much as he can. His body's trying to fall apart. And he's like, no, we're not done. We're not finished yet. This is it. This is the line. This is where I get better. This is where I fucking push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I've known him, he's been a fighter.
Oy.
I'm proud of him.
Proud of the two of you gentlemen. You guys,
I'm tired.
You guys inspire me to not be a fat fuck.
Thank you, Ruben. I know that you're tired, so but I just want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. Okay, and Bruce, can you tell everybody about Sunday, about our movie?
Let me pull it up the movie first because I don't want to get
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sunday. If you are not available to watch, Janet and Six Nations and others go through many trials and tribulations and try to save Sylvia's poor life as she's getting basically the Oberon Martell treatment from a hill giant on tomorrow. Sunday, the 10th of August, we're watching the 1993 classic film Encino Man, and then we'll be doing a review of it. You want to watch it with us? You want to talk to Janet, and she'll give you the super secret password for your computer. Jump in and watch this movie with us.
Mm-hmm.
That's Encino Man. That is a classic from '93, and I've never seen it before. Either she.
It's been years before.
Yeah, I have never seen it.
It's been in the '90s, so it's been quite some time.
Yeah,
almost 30 years, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing. Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore, when he was really just kind of like new and on the scene, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're just like your mother," because his mom had like one of the biggest comedy clubs on the West Coast, and she pulled in anybody that would make her laugh. Anybody, didn't really matter. The comedy is what mattered. And then, of course,
That's a brilliant idea right there.
She was one of the best. She really was. She was a good administrator. She ran that club, taught, and she had a very good mindset for keeping the laughs coming. Pauly Shore, I didn't realize he was such fucking comedy royalty, but he is. And I'm willing to give this a shot because I do like Pauly Shore. I don't know if he hangs out a lot with Rob Schneider. I've seen them together in something or other, maybe on just like an interview or a podcast, and they were funny. So maybe we get a chance to see some early stuff. Pauly Shore.
What other stuff was he in? I'm trying to remember.
He was an MTV VJ for the longest time. Then he started doing movies in the early 90s.
No, but like what movies? That's what I'm trying to think.
In the Army Now is the one that pops into my head first off. Okay. And then there was one before that he did. He went with this young, pretty thing in college back to her home in Iowa and he hung out with their
Son-in-law.
family. Son-in-Law. That was a good movie. And
Not either.
he had a slob teen comedy niche for like the first half of the 90s. And then something happened and he just kind of stopped. And it was good. But he had a limited time where he was the golden boy and everything he touched turned into profit for Hollywood. And then after that, that's just kind of meh. He puckered out. Things happened, and then he turned like 55, 57 a few years ago, and he says, I'm going to do comedy, man. I'm just going to be myself. Yeah, Pauly Shore is also in a movie with Kylie Minogue called Biodome. There was
Jury Duty was the other one.
Yeah.
I think it was in a Goofy movie too. I remember his voice in that. My little cousins were watching it. I'm like, thinking,
He did a
"Holy crap,
cartoon.
Pauly Shore."
I remember he had a cartoon where he was, voicing over a cartoon, but I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I think that was the Goofy movie.
I don't know.
Based off of the Goof Troop.
But I just want everybody to know that you can come if you send me a message on Twitter. I'll share my Twitter handle. Just 1 second. You can send me a message on Twitter, and I will invite you if you'd like to come and watch the movie with us if you're interested. If you haven't seen it or you want to see it. Because I have never seen it, so I'll have to watch it, and so I have no idea what I'm going to dress up like or anything because I don't know. I just don't know anything about the movie at all.
Cave woman.
Cave woman. Oh, I guess I could do that. I could dress up as a cave woman
or a scientist.
Come subscribe.
What?
I just said come subscribe.
So it's fun. We always have fun. It's so funny. My friend off of Twitter, he always teases
Janet
me.
in an ice cube.
Do what?
I'm just picturing you in a giant ice cube.
Well, he always teases me because he says that we do movie reviews that are longer than the actual movie. So I said, yeah, because we talk about everything. I mean, we talk about, a scandal that we might find out about behind the scenes, or somebody was embezzling from the set. We find out every juicy tidbit that we can possibly find out, and we talk about it and how we feel it might have affected the movie, its outcome, or whatever. So we just enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. We do it, and we hope you'll hang out with us.
That reminds me. I think I found one worse than Willy's Wonderland. And that's 2015's Werewolves in Heat.
Oh my God, I don't know. I'd have to see the trailer for it.
Horrible.
Look at, oh my God, it must be really bad because Bruce wants to watch it. So,
I love
terrible. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't, but it sounds like the very thing that you and I could be watching on the satellite of love. And I can hear you just,
I love horror, though. I love horror, but if it's a porn, I don't want to watch it if it's a porn.
No,
I do too. No, this is like, it's got Ron Jeremy in it playing a.
It's got Ron
biker.
Jeremy in it. He's a porn person.
He was also in a great movie called the
Orgasmo.
No, he's in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we saw him in that one movie, and he made a mold of his penis and gave it to the co-star. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a better movie he was in called Range 15. He was also in a better movie that was the two boys from Boston with William Dafoe, and they shot up fucking Russian.
It was the damn it.
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints.
The second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah,
about
Hard
that.
Info. We watched Blast from the Past about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Blast from the Past. We did that too.
That was one of the comedy movies that we watched that Janet really liked.
Oh, yeah, it was funny. I laughed a lot.
Christopher Walken and Sissy Spacek. Come on, how could that not be a better married couple on film?
I loved Christopher Walken. I think he's a very good actor.
He's even duds like King of New York are raised to a level of high watchability because of Christopher Walken being who he is. And that movie he wasn't really.
William Dafoe, though, dressed as a woman in that other movie that we watched. Oh my God, that was gold. That was a gold scene in the movie when that wig came up and he had that and a girdle on.
I've never had a problem with anything William Dafoe does. He's such a good actor.
Yeah, I can't wait to do Birdcage and get to see Gene Hackman dressed as a woman.
I gotta go.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much.
I like a discussion. I gotta go.
Oh, he doesn't feel well.
Be good.
But you hung out. You did really well tonight. You hung out with us for a very long time.
Yeah, I was trying. Okay. That's gonna be good.
Happy to your fam too.
Yes.
See you later.
Bye.
Later, my friend.
Bye.
Be well, dude. Take care.
But yeah, we got some really good movies coming up. I'm excited.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you've seen the script for the next 6 weeks, what we're going to be showing, and you have an idea. He just said, Hardwick Bentho just mentioned Envy by Barry Levinson. He's a pretty good director. This has Ben Stiller and Jack Black. Looks like it didn't perform worth a crap on the box office. Did it ever? Christopher Walken is in it. Rachel Weisz, Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
Made only $14.5 million in domestic.
Well,
wow.
Remember the other movie that we did? I'm still surprised. The pirate one.
Which one?
The Gina Davis pirate movie.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, it bombed. It was the worst box office bomb. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records or whatever.
Yeah, well, they attached Carol Co's $70 million debt to it.
Because it was, but it wasn't because it was a bad movie. So even though this other movie may have only made this much money, I still want to see it and see it if it was good or not, because we don't know for sure why it didn't make any money. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. That's what's fun about doing a review and actually reviewing every aspect we can of the movie, and what happened, who did it, and what happened to it. And because somebody might have done something, to sabotage it. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, sabotage. So with editing, or whatever. And that's usually the easiest way to do it, to get somebody in there and cut the shit out of it on purpose.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thank you again to everybody for hanging out with us. And hope we entertained you, at least made you have a few laughs, or you just rolled your eyes at us like, oh, she's so stupid or whatever. So, but thank you very much. And hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And if you want to come and see us play tomorrow, just stop in and say hi. That would be great too. Or come and hang out, watch the movie on Sunday with us before we do the review on Sunday afterwards. So, but thank you so much, everybody. And I hope you guys have a great weekend.
If you wear nice clothes, people think you're showing off. If you wear simple clothes, people think you're poor. If you speak your mind, you're rude. If you stay quiet, then you're a coward. If you're successful, then you're arrogant. And if you're struggling, then you're lazy. You see, no matter what you do in life, people will always have something to say. So ignore people and their opinions. Because so long as your God is pleased with you, who cares what people think?
He knows that this is much bigger than him. This is about the American people. They have no idea what they have unleashed. He was ready to go face the cameras and come out swinging.
What will future Americans say we did in our brief time here on Earth? It will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. And the future belongs to us.